Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and before we begin, I love Metal Gear Solid. I think if you're new to this channel, I feel I should give you that knowledge. If you have been on this channel for any length of time, you probably know that your boy Muda loves Metal Gear Solid, okay? I would fuck Metal Gear Solid if I could. If that's too much information, I am sorry, but you know what? I'm just letting you guys and gals know how my heart feels, alright? I love me some Metal Gear Solid. Now, Metal Gear Solid has always been one of those games where I've played every single entry of them, and I feel like I love every single entry for different reasons, but as a whole, I never really found any wrong entry with the franchise. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a little bit of a hard pill at times to swallow, but ultimately it was a very good game. I would say it's one of my favorite games of this generation. I put tons of hours into it, and to this day I still continue to play it, not as much as I may have initially at launch, but then again, what game really? I still play the fucking hell out of it. I like me Metal Gear Solid 5. Now, Metal Gear Solid 5 was the last game that was created by Kojima and is essentially the last Metal Gear Solid game that should really even be considered at this point. The series has kind of run its course and the story that it's told has come to an end. If you're going to continue the series at this point, you need to reboot the franchise as a whole or continue Metal Gear Rising, whatever you want to do. Metal Gear Solid 5 closed off pretty beautifully at times for a lot of the old school players and was a pretty good game in its right. Story-wise, there were a little bit of moments, but gameplay is where Metal Gear Solid 5 shined. I think what Kojima and his team had made for Metal Gear Solid 5 was a pretty addictive game, gameplay-wise, and it's a very replayable game the more and more you go into it. Metal Gear Survive, the topic of this video, ladies and gentlemen, is one that I just cannot seem to get over. Now, over the course of this weekend, the Metal Gear Solid Survive beta was out. Or sorry, Metal Gear Survive, I don't really know what the fuck they call this game at this point. But Metal Gear's big outing after Kojima left the company, and of course, we all know the Konami-Kojima conspiracy and all that bullshit. We know that Konami is a fucking cum stain. Kojima has an ego that is unmatched by anybody else in the workplace. Everyone is to an extent to blame, but Konami is kind of like a little fucking child. Now, it seems like Konami really doesn't want to fucking sell you this game. Holy shit, let me get into it. Now, I was waiting to reserve myself for the beta, and now let me get into all the fucking details with this beta, ladies and gentlemen. I played it, and I liked a bit of it, but a lot of it was, whew, boy. At the same time, Monster Hunter World came out, great fucking game. Dissidia NT, great game. I'm excited for both of them. Metal Gear Survive has been the interesting fucking behemoth for me. Now, initially, I looked into a lot of this game and following it. It is a zombie survival open world type experience. Now, there was some gameplay of it. There was a long period of time where nothing was fucking told about Metal Gear Survive. This game just fucking died. And out of nowhere, it got an announcement and a beta date. And the beta date came and went, and we all played the beta. Now, let me get started by it, okay? The beta played smoothly, okay? There was no connectivity problems for me, at least. The game itself is a pretty serviceable zombie survival game. It gives me feelings of playing Gears of War 3 again, okay? Gears of War 3 Horde for a lot of people is a fucking good time. The Gears of War games have impeccably amazing Horde modes. Holy shit. I like it. Gears of War 3, good Horde mode. If you never played it, get your hands on a Gears game and just fucking play the hell out of it. It is good times. Bring somebody with you, split screen that shit, and have an amazing... Remember when games had split screen? Yeah, I do. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Bring a friend, play some split screen, have a good time. Metal Gear Survive gave me a pretty similar feel. You know, it was a game that played really well. The zombies were somewhat varied for what the beta had. You know, there were different types, different levels, and it had a whole bunch of items for you to craft and work towards. So the game has a crafting system. You find a fuck ton of items scattered across the world. You gather them together and you go to these stations and you craft yourselves fences, traps, new weapons, firearms, all that kind of good stuff. You have waves. In between waves, there's side missions, kind of like Gears of War 3 Horde. I'm not going to keep making that comparison. You go to these fucking, little side missions, get yourself some item drops, weapon drops, walker supplies, walker gear supplies, or whatever you want, and it's an alright time. Now, the beta we got was a little snippet of the whole game, basically a salvage survival mission. We set up a little salvage pod, and we work together as a team to protect the salvage pod from zombies, and basically walk off with whatever loot we mine from the fucking grounds of post-apocalyptic zombie Afghanistan. Now, one thing I'll say right now, this game, literally, while it does play gameplay-wise all right, it is the most free-to-play fucking game you can get your hands on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make an abundant example why. Now, you ever play those free-to-play fucking games where playing the game by yourself is a nigh impossible task, all right? You ever play a game, a co-op survival game, where the zombies overpower the shit out of you? My first experience solo mode into this was terrible. On an easy difficulty, I was not taking out anything. I survived maybe one round, second round, got absolutely decimated by everything. This game requires you to play with other players, or you're going to be feeling so much pain that you're going to grind endlessly. Like, we're talking Escape from Tarkov level fucking grinding, people. You never played that game? It's hardcore PUBG, all right? It is Escape from Tarkov. It is fucking massive grind levels for you to get up to the point where you might be able to solo some of this shit, but even then, this game gets hard, and now we're talking easy difficulty. You get to normal difficulty, that's a whole nother fucking, Dante's Inferno lair for you to get to. Hard difficulty, you might as well go fuck yourself with a rusty spoon. If this game has an insane or extreme difficulty, okay, there's some fucking bleach under the sink, motherfucker. Treat yourself to it if you're gonna play this game by yourself. So that's one of the things that screams free-to-play nonsense to me. Now, the other big thing that really gets to me alongside into this game was just the general metered gameplay that it really gave you. Now, let me explain what it is. It feels like a lot of this game is what a Battlegrounds-type Metal Gear Survive game would be anyways, right? It's got all the stuff there for you. You could literally have 100 players in Afghanistan, which is the same map from the 5th game, okay? If they tell you, oh, we creatively changed something, go fuck yourself. It's the same exact map from the fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. I don't give a shit what they say. It's Afghanistan through and through. Reused assets all the fucking way through. And what a fucking game for you to bring with reused assets. The first big game after Kojima is just a fucking lazy, zombie mod for MGS5. Pretty whatever to me. But going back to the point that I was at before I tangent off to something else, ladies and gentlemen, metered fucking gameplay. We're talking, it's got energy, it's got a food meter, it's got water, it's got O2, all that good stuff. How do you fill it up? You craft food, you find water, you feed and drink and do all the good stuff, which might sound cool, and to an extent it is. It's got a curing system where you got to craft medicines to fucking heal yourself up if the zombies touch you too much in the no-no spots. And guns? Oh fuck, you gotta craft that shit too. Ammunition? Probably gotta craft that as well too. You know what this all screams to me? Crafting simulators up the fucking ass. But you also want to know what it tells me is because this game needs an online only connection, you're gonna need to fucking get some microtransactions. Now, Konami said that the microtransactions aren't really, game changing. You don't need to use it. Go fuck yourself. The microtransactions are here. They're gonna fucking be in your face. You better buy yourself a craft pack, or else you're gonna fucking be playing an MMO version of this game for fucking $40. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know I'm being very negative, very skeptical about it, but I'm not giving Konami any fucking chances, okay? They're like Japanese EA, okay? At this point, they are Japanese EA. They are Squiggle EA. They are Squiggle Arts, motherfucker. They do not care. This is their big Metal Gear release. They could have remade 1 and 2 on the MSX. We would have probably forgiven them, but they instead went the lazy route and made this. But the thing is, at initial play, it seems all right. And I'll say this at once. This is one of those games you pick up on Steam when it's 50, 75% off. It is a sale game, ladies and gentlemen. Inherently, it's not bad because it's MGS5 gameplay. MGS5 gameplay is good. And a zombie mode, it's not bad, it's not terrible. At times, it can feel like a good horde mode. But because it has all these crafting elements, all this fucking bullshit elements that you see in free-to-play games, all this different skill tree type nonsense to go into, which is literally just there for helping you pay to advance in certain categories. Ladies and gentlemen, it is stuff that is gonna make you cringe if you're a person that pays for your games and expects them not to be like Android or iPhone games on release date or in their entire core gameplay skeleton, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to badmouth the shit out of this game just because of my premonition, my bias towards Konami or anything of the sort. I gave this game a chance. I played the beta, and for what it's worth, there were times where I really did enjoy it. At the core, it's a decent zombie survival game. But you play a couple more rounds, and you kind of realize this is the kind of game that you would see as a free-to-play type title on a phone, all right, something of the sort. The way that it works, literally, there are fucking screenshots on this game that look like something that is Clash of Clans level, something that's Call of Duty. What the fuck is the Call of Duty mobile game called? They have a mobile game that's literally Clash of Clans of Duty. Anyways, it has gameplay that's so similar to that aspect that it's almost a situation where I really can't let this subside. I really can't, put my blinders on and say that it's an amazing game when I look at the core fundamental gameplay behind it, ladies and gentlemen. At the center of it, it's a decent title, but it's surrounded by so much of this free-to-play crap that I almost feel that Konami really fucking does not want you to buy Metal Gear Survive. I almost feel this is some kind of conspiracy so that they can say that Metal Gear is a shit IP, we have to cancel it, we have to close it off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking fidget spinner, Battlegrounds Pachinko Royale. All right, we'll probably bring Silent Hills back as a multiplayer Battlegrounds game or something of the sort. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got some cookie cutter title over here that really isn't a Metal Gear game in name itself. I feel like this would be better received if it had been just called something else. So for what it's worth, Konami, you piggybacked off a very decent gameplay style, but you tacked it on with gameplay elements that you know are going to try to gouge any normal player out of their hard-earned money for something that is free to play in its concept. I am going to give this game a pretty fucking no buy on full price type policy. I'm going to give this a game where you buy it on sale, and even then, buy with asterisks, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to play a survival game that bad, there are still other games for you to go hit up. There are still other games with better survival elements in it that you could probably hit up if that's your thing. If you want to play Metal Gear Minecraft, there are other games that you can get into that are even cheaper. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been my Metal Gear Survive rant time, I guess, if you will. A little review, a little fucking PSA on why Konami really fucking does not want you to buy this game. Holy shit. Can I not stress that enough? Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. This is me, Mudahar, and I am out.